you been following this whole En Vogue drama? If you haven't, then let me update you on sort of what's going on. But first, let me take it back a little bit. Okay, En Vogue started in 1989. Two Bay Area music producers named Denzel Foster and Thomas McGill were started En Vogue. Alright. Initially, they were looking for a girl group of 3. Eventually, Terry was the last one to join because she showed up late. There are 4 girls in the group originally: Cindy Herron, Terry Ellis, Dawn Robinson, and Maxine Jones. Alright. As En Vogue as of 2013, it is Cindy Herron, Terry Ellis, and Rona Bennett. But I'll get into more of that a little later on. So during 1990 to 1992, they released 2 albums. Alright. Both albums went platinum. Alright. Their 3rd album didn't come out until 1997, which was the EV3 album. It was actually supposed to be the EV4 album, but as some of you may have known, 1997 Dawn left the group. And the reason she left it because she was given an ultimatum. She didn't like it. She had a side deal with Dr. Dre at that time because, okay, as she has previously stated, she's very upset of sort of how that whole thing went down. First of all, she didn't like the fact that the girls didn't renegotiate their contract from 1989. Alright, because once your first album goes platinum, it's really successful. Then you have to renegotiate your contract. They never did that for their 2nd album, so they got that same advance of $10,000. Alright, and she said it should have been a lot higher. So she didn't like that. She didn't like the fact that newer artists that were just coming in the game, they were making more money than they were. Alright, selling group, and they're making what, 2 cents or 10 cents per girl? It was something crazy like that, when they should have been making a lot more. And she started talking to people and realizing what's going on, and she didn't like that. So in 1997, they had what she thought was a creative meeting to find out what their look was going to be, their image for, the EV4 album. But eventually it turned into a meeting where they had Sylvia Rhone, which at the time was the head of their label, alright, and they went through some things with her, alright. Of course, there are music producers that had been with them from the beginning that they were having some issues with. And, Sylvia Rhone handed her a contract and was like, look, we need a 2-year obligation from you. From the break that they had from 94 to 97, Terry did a solo album. Alright, her Southern Gal album. All the girls were given solo rights in their contracts. Terry came out with her first solo album, the Southern Gal album, in 1995. That album didn't do as well as they had hoped. So Dawn was in the process of recording her album because Sylvia Rhone gave her a little budget to work on some new music. Eventually, when Terry's album didn't do well, then she wanted a new En Vogue album. And to this day, I think that's one of the main reasons why her and Terry, they have this conflict. And I think she's really mad at Terry for that. So eventually she was giving, like I said, in 97, she was giving that ultimatum. She didn't like it, so she left. So their 3rd album, it managed to get it platinum. And then in 2000, they released their 4th album, Masterpiece Theater. That one flopped, and then the girls were dropped from their label. And then in 2001, Maxine, she left the group for the first time because she wanted to spend time with her family. They replaced her with a new girl, Amanda Cole. She was in the group about a year. They released a Christmas album, The Gift of Christmas, in 2002. She left in 2003. And then Rona Bennett, you might remember her from the Mickey Mouse Club. She also was on the Jamie Foxx show. She got brought into the group because they were looking for a 3rd member. and they recorded their album in 04, Soulflower, and that was from an independent label. And Rona, she's been in the group since 03. Whenever one of the members can't, whatever reason, if all four can't be there, then Rona's sort of the fill-in. She's always, to me, I think she is part of En Vogue. She's always been there when the girls have needed her. So in 05, she left because Dawn came back. They did one song. They released one song, So What the Fuss, they were featuring vocalists for Stevie Wonder's song. Unfortunately, that was really short-lived. And she left second time, and then Rona was brought back into the group from up until 2008. And then they started their whole 20th year anniversary for En Vogue, the whole tour that they were doing after doing their the BET Awards. I don't know if y'all remember that, where Alicia Keys, she brought out SWV and En Vogue and TLC. But anyways, En Vogue hasn't released an album since 04. They did their reunion 20th year anniversary tour from 2009 to 2011. Unfortunately, in December of 2011, Dawn left the group for a third time. According to Cindy's interview, she said that Dawn was offered her own solo spot on some hip-hop tour. So that's initially why she left. But it also had to do with the fact the girls were still touring, making money, and the other three had signed a contract with another independent label in 2010 called Rough Town, which was a really, really bad deal. Dawn didn't like the deal, so that's why she never signed it. They were trying to work on a new album. I guess Maxine, she didn't like the deal either, but she signed it anyways, which I don't really understand why she would have done that, even though she was more on Dawn's side. Considering, her track record, she felt like the girls deserved more money and they should have held out on a better deal, because I guess they had 3 different deals that they were trying to decide which one to sign. That one, it turned out to be a really bad deal, and that's why we don't have an En Vogue album, right? They released one song, I'll Cry Later, back in late 2011. I've heard the song. Unfortunately, the record label took any copies offline. I kind of wish they would make Rona a permanent member in the group and record our new album. Her, Terry's, and Cindy, they can do it again like they did with Soulflower. It's been almost 10 years since we've got a new album from them, and I'm hoping we get at least one more album from them. Would love it, because currently they're still touring as En Vogue, Terry, Cindy, and Rona. I actually saw them in concert last August with Boyz II Men in LA, and they were amazing. I don't think any female group out there can match En Vogue vocally. Alright. I love TLC, I love SWV, but vocally, I don't think anyone can match them. They're sort of like the Supremes. Also in 2009, while they were doing their 20th anniversary, TV1 wanted to do a reality show, an En Vogue reality show. Unfortunately, that never materialized because of Dawn. Supposedly, Dawn didn't want to sign the contract because she wanted to be guaranteed her own spin-off with her and her husband. Like I said, in December, she left the group. And then in May of 2012, Maxine did her last show with En Vogue. And then in June, Rona came back into the group to do dates with En Vogue because Maxine left the group a second time because she said she was forced out of En Vogue. Terry and Cindy forced her out of the group, took over the LLC and bank account. In September, or should I say in July, Dawn announced her and Maxine officially left the group, and they were trying to start a new group called Heirs to the Throne. Fortunately, that was really short-lived, because in January of 2013 they had 4 shows in DC. And unfortunately, they had some creative differences, which is why they didn't pursue that project anymore, unfortunately. But right now, Maxine, from what I've learned, is currently touring with 3 other girls, plus herself. She's calling herself En Vogue. I believe it's En Vogue To The Max, starring Maxine Jones. And there's also some videos on YouTube you can check out with her and the new girls performing all the En Vogue songs, which I don't really like because it's not the original members. Alright, how can you say yourself you're En Vogue when only one of the original members is still in the group? Alright, and the other 2 or 3 girls, I don't even know who they are. I don't know their names, nothing about them. But eventually Terry and Cindy sued Maxine and Dawn for illegally using the En Vogue name, because Terry and Cindy are the owners of En Vogue, right? They're the only ones legally are the only ones that can use the En Vogue name, alright? Back in September of 2012, Cindy, she did an interview with some newspaper, because I guess they had a show. They were supposed to do a show that same or the following day or whatever. Fortunately, that show got canceled, and she just said it's not a lawsuit right now. It's just arbitration. They're trying to figure out what they can and cannot do. Even though Dawn was named in the lawsuit, technically she gave up her rights as with the En Vogue name years ago when she first left the group in '97. So, her rights to that went out the door anyways. But anyways, Terry and Cindy sued Maxine and Dawn for illegally using the En Vogue name, and also tried to sue them for $1 million in damages. Unfortunately, the judge, I guess they didn't have enough evidence to prove that. However, they're still touring, so they're making money regardless. But I think it's a shame what's going on with En Vogue right now. I just wish these girls could get it together. I love them. Like, they don't understand how much us En Vogue fans, we really want a new En Vogue album from them. It'd be great if all 4 could come back, do another project. And if not, then, I would just be satisfied with Terry, Cindy, and Rona doing another album. Their Soulflower album was great. My favorite songs off there was Ooh Boy and Losing My Mind. You know, kind of wish they would perform songs off their album, that album, since now it's just the three of them. You know, but with Maxine, I kind of wish she would just come back to the group and, you know, all have Rona be a full-time member and have all four of them do an album. That would be my dream, but I know that's never gonna happen. Dawn is doing her R&B Divas show that I hear, reality show now. Terry makes a guest appearance in the Luke James video. I don't know if you've all seen it. I'll link the video in the description below if you haven't. Cindy, she just finished up doing a couple plays, you know, and she filmed a pilot for a new TV show called Trophy Wives. Hopefully that show gets picked up. Would love to see it. She plays a lawyer in that, so it seems really cool. She showed pictures on Facebook and everything. Oh, make sure you like them on Facebook. I'm gonna link their Facebook official Facebook page. That's Cindy. You know, posts pictures. She does status updates. She's the one that keeps us informed of everything. I don't know. Just with girl groups, it's so hard for them to get along. It just seems like every single girl group, they break up because there's always infighting, drama. What do you guys think about this whole En Vogue drama?